The next morning came with a hangover, but impressing my brother at the party was totally worth it. My phone vibrated at 7 a.m. with a text from Marshall to meet him at Circus Circus. We were going with his two little cousins for the day. I loved amusement parks, but I'd never gone hungover. I got ready and headed into my parents' room to tell them I was leaving. They were both early birds, but I didn't hear them downstairs like normal. I opened their bedroom door when Mom called out to me from downstairs. "Dad's still nursing that cold from yesterday and is sleeping in. Don't wake him." I slowly closed the door, sure not to make a sound. I ran down the stairs, kissed Mom, and was off. Man, I love Circus Circus, I thought as I pulled through the In-N-Out drive-thru hours later. It was official. Even hungover, amusement parks still rocked. I called Mom to turn on the jacuzzi so it'd be hot by the time I got home. My feet were aching from the hours and hours of walking at Circus Circus. She didn't answer. Odd, she always answered. I drove home annoyed, exhausted, and head pounding. I pulled to the gate of our private development, and when I turned the corner onto my street, I saw a fire truck. The closer I got, I realized it was in front of my house. Holy shit, was there a fire? I parked and jumped out of my car and burst through the front door, and our house was filled with cops. What the fuck was going on? "Excuse me, but you can't come in here, ma'am," a male cop said, blocking my entrance. "I live here." An emotion swept over his face that I hadn't encountered before. He moved out of my way immediately, but the look on his face filled me with an explosion of terror that I'd only felt before in my nightmares. I walked past him into the kitchen. Mom sat hunched over the table crying. Someone in a black, ill-fitting suit kneeled in front of her, trying to console her. Where was Dad? Panic consumed me. I rushed to my mom's side. "Mom, what's going on? Where's Dad?" Mom's voice cracked, barely audible through her tears. He's gone." My mind raced, unable to grasp her words. "He never woke up." The sobs came harder, shaking her entire body. "I went in there to check on him because he never sleeps in this late, and he was so cold." My world stopped. Everything became impossibly silent. People moved, but all I could hear was static. That couldn't be possible. Dad was a god. He was indestructible. He was my everything. I looked around, trying to find another answer to this impossibility. I could feel my airways closing as tears poured from my eyes. I stumbled backward, trying to catch my breath like someone had just punched me in the stomach. A woman walked over to me and steadied me. She led me to the couch and spoke, but I couldn't hear anything besides the rattling of my mom's words in my head. "He's gone. He's gone. He's gone." At some point, it could have been minutes or hours, she handed me a teddy bear, as if this stitching of fur and cotton would ease the pain of my entire life crumbling in a nanosecond. I took it, not wanting to be rude. "Spencer, I need you to call your brother and tell him to come home," Mom pleaded. She couldn't be serious. Could I even still speak? I opened my mouth and words clumsily fell out. "Mom, I can't. Please, Spencer," she screamed. I looked down at my shaking hands. Where was my phone? Where was my dad? What the fuck was going on? I willed my hands to work and felt my phone in my back pocket. It looked foreign in my hand. How could my phone exist in a world where my dad didn't? I stared at my phone, forgetting how to use it, forgetting everything before this treacherous moment. I shook my head and my save-the-day instinct snapped into action. I went to my favorites and clicked on Brosif. The funny picture of my brother's contact on my screen mocked my pain. The rings felt endless. Finally, breathless, my brother answered and said, "Hey, what's up? I'm playing basketball." I stuttered. "You need to come home right now." "What? Why? Mom said I could." "I just can't explain over the phone." I choked, "But please come home." "What the fuck is going on, Spencer?" "Mom needs you," I cried. "I'm on my way." I stared at the tan carpet, expressionless, clutching the bear, until my brother charged through the front door. I couldn't help but wonder what he thought he was coming home to. The anger on his face showed me it wasn't what he was about to get. I can't remember who told him. I only remember that he didn't cry.
The next thing I remember is the suit woman asking us, "Do you want to go up and say goodbye?" He's still here?" My brother questioned. "Yes, we wanted to make sure you both had ample time to say your goodbyes," she said. My mind spun. The only dead body I'd ever seen was my grandma's at her funeral, and I barely knew her. Could I handle this? I looked at my big brother, desperate for his guidance. "I'm not going up there," he said without hesitation. They both looked at me. I wish someone had made me go. I wish someone had explained to me how important this moment would be for my closure. I wish. I wish. I wish. Petrified to go by myself, I whispered, "Me neither." And to this day, it's the biggest regret of my life.